Go ahead, put it on real tight. Hope you brought your best tonight. They say they got the fireworks, yeah, they say they got the show. Here around the chutes, you're the best, so let's go.
This is Texas Toast. I'm your host, Miss Helen. Kick back and enjoy as we toast the best from Texas.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Texas Toast podcast with Miss Helen, along with my friend and a returning guest, Landon Heights. Hello, Landon. So good to see you.
It's so good to see you. I'm enjoying coming back and meeting you once again.
I know. We've had a couple of occasions to visit. I know, let's see, we were November in Fort Worth at the awards. We got to hang out a little bit, and oh my gosh.
Partying it up in the stockyards, man.
It was so much fun. So yeah, while you were there, I mean, this was one of the notes. We'll just go ahead and talk about that. But you were part of the Texas Country Music Showdown during the Texas Country Music Awards.
Yeah, that was a blast. And man, there was just so much talent in that showdown that I didn't really want to see it as a competition more than just a lot of people I was meeting on the road and just joining up and just sharing our songs together. But you had folks like Billy Joe, Nate Burnham, just great bands out there playing and just sharing our craft. It was really cool.
Yes, there was a lot of people. That was a cool area over there. Okay, so I was thinking back. I didn't realize it was that long ago, because I know when you came on the podcast, that was when your debut album was coming out. Do you know that was in October of 21?
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yes, and we were talking about Lead Me On, and of course you've had so many songs hit after that, like I know Jamie, When the Devil Walks In, let's see, Heroes. But one song I want to talk about before, and of course, let me just let everybody know, Landon's got a new radio single coming out. You got a big radio tour coming up. We're going to talk about that here in the podcast. But I want to talk about your success with Me in the Bottle. When you sent that song to me, whoa, oh my gosh, Landon, that was amazing.
I really put all kind of chips in on that one. That was my first time I ever wrote a waltz.
Right.
It's like it kind of started as a heartbreak song, and then found out there was some kind of family relation down the line to kind of Keith Whitley's family along in Kentucky, Nashville. I don't know if we've ever got the whole ancestry document to where it reaches Keith Whitley's like immediate family, but just hearing that story over Thanksgiving from my aunts and what all they did with that research was just it brought me back to my love for Keith Whitley's music, and just getting to hear those songs and hearing my dad play those songs when I was a kid. And so I had to make that tie-in with that song because it just felt just right. And so the response to it was just unbelievable, and we were super blessed by it. For sure.
Yeah, it's a great song. And then you did a video also.
Yeah, so the video, it was actually supposed to be a one-day cut. We have some friends here who own a local bar, and they're closed on Mondays. So we just went in there on that Monday night and started recording it, and then found the guy was like, hey, we're going to need the guy who shot it was Trevor Lamb, Motion Theory Media out of Waco. And he was like, hey, we're going to need to get a couple on this and just see if they can act some parts and see if it'll work out. So a couple friends of mine that actually here in Temple got to be in the video, and they were super excited about it. Great couple. They were like, wait, we're married. We're going to break up in this video? And they're like, it's all going to work out, I promise. And so they like told their family ahead of time, like, hey, this is what's going to happen. It's not true. We promise. It's part of the act. So they did a super job, man, and everybody seemed to love it. So I was grateful for it.
They really did a good job.
Yeah.
I had no idea that's how that happened.
Yeah, that was their first time to really be in front of a camera, like acting and stuff. And so it's something they've always wanted to try. And when they tried it, Trevor's like, hey, I might hire this couple for a couple more things.
That is super cool.
Yeah, so it turned out really well. We were excited.
Well, congratulations on that. It's a great video, great single. I was so excited for you, and it seems like you have done so much and you're so grounded. Do
Mm.
you do you how do you feel the growth, I mean, and the momentum that you've achieved just in the last year or so?
Yeah, I, these last 3 years of just doing country has just been a whirlwind to me because um, I think just playing country music has just brought me back to how much I love music in general.
Hmm.
I as I talked about in the past, I've always started with Christian gospel, but even before I was in Christian gospel, like I grew up as a '90s country kid, and my dad was like always grounding country music into our heads, and I'm so glad he did that because it brought me to this. And so I'm just glad this door opened because I've gotten to meet so many different people in the business and friendships and relationships made with radio and you guys, and um, just so thankful for where um, everything's headed. I'm super blessed.
Well, we all love you, Landon. You're doing such a good job, and you stay so consistent with your craft. And of course, and are you still working with praise and worship, leading that at your church?
Yeah, so we actually just put out some new. We're always trying to put out our own original worship stuff, and so we just recorded some new music that's coming out this year, and um, we're looking forward to releasing that. But yeah, every Sunday morning I'm normally here and leading worship with my team.
I love that. Absolutely love that. Well, okay, so you're kicking off a radio tour. You sent me over the dates. Your radio tour is loaded, Landon.
Yeah, and so that all came together in about 2 weeks, and I just remember started hitting up all my radio friends and just saying, "Hey, do you have time to get me in to help me promote this song?" And everybody seemed to be on board, and they're like, "Hey, we've missed you. We want you to be in." And next thing I know, I've got 16 to 18 stops in about 3 months, and I don't know how I'm going to do it all, but I'm going to do it.
Oh, it'll be so much fun going to all those different towns and seeing
I
everyone.
I remember showing my wife that. She's like, "Do you really do this to yourself on purpose?" I was like, "I promise, it's part of the job, babe. I love doing it." So,
Well, I know everyone's going to be so happy to see you when you get to their studios. So the new single is called "Do What You Gotta Do." Do you want to give us a little background on that? A little...
yeah, my wife always loves hearing love songs about her. So that's kind of honestly that's kind of how my country journey started because um back in 2016 I did a little project, just a local thing for my family and a few friends, and I had about 3 love songs I just wrote kind of for her, and um she always loved having love songs to listen to while she's driving or just by herself one day. And so I was like, man, I got a couple for this next project that I've been sitting on, and this is one of them. And this is I've had a few slow radio singles come out and just kind of slow, and I wanted to get more upbeat this year, and I think this is like the perfect two-stepping dance hall tune that
Yes.
I think a lot of
Yes.
people are going to grab. And I I think when we were thinking about what we could hit with radio, and I showed this to our promoter, and he's like, "This will be a good catch for radio, just because this is what they're going to play mostly is fast upbeat stuff." So
Hmm.
we're
Oh,
looking.
yeah. And I got one thing to say is, Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy.
That's just a little
Yeah,
hint about the
I
single.
remember when I was writing it. I remember some things like my grandma would say when she would like be watching the news, and one of those things was "Lord have mercy," and I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. So I just started when I was putting the song together. I just started writing that in the course, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what my grandma used to say, and this turned out great. And so yeah, sometimes when uh those moments happen when my wife gets dressed for a big event, and I'm just like, Lord have mercy. I am married to
Oh.
this woman. So
Oh.
thankful. I'm so thankful, Lord have mercy.
Oh,
That's
you're so much fun.
that's
So
where it comes in.
yes, and so it comes out to radio, and then there's also a link. There's a pre-save link for the
Yeah.
single at this point.
Yeah, so we got that up right now, and you can go pre-save it. You can find it on our social media or at our site, landonheightsmusic.com.
Well, I can't wait to see all the success of this single. I know it's going to do great, and I can't wait to see all your stories and pictures while you're out with all our friends on the radio tour.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
Because that's the one thing we talk about with our Texas music. We're like a family, and
Oh yeah.
it's so much fun when you get to see each other. And speaking of that, let's go through some more stuff that you outside of the music. I mean, like you are currently T3R semifinalist for New Male Vocalist, and those awards are coming up in
Mhm.
March.
Yeah. Yeah. Semifinalist, new male vocalist, and then we got on the Future Faces show the night before.
Yes,
And so, man, I looked at the roster of that, and
I
that's
saw.
incredible. You
I'm
got,
I'm gonna be there.
oh my gosh, people I've been waiting to play along with, shows with, like Jordan Rayner. Oh my gosh, she's just blowing up right now. You got a guy named Ryder Grimes that I've been listening to. His last song, Velvet Chains, is like constant on my playlist right now. So
Mhm.
these people I'm listening to as well, and I'm just thankful that I get to be sharing the stage with them. So I'm looking forward to that.
I know that's going to be so fun, and I'll get to see you again. So let's talk about. And I was in Nashville like a few days before you went. Let's talk about these Josie Music Awards, and
Yeah.
you were awarded the Traditional Country Vocalist of the Year. So tell us what the Josie Music Awards are and what that meant for you.
Yeah, so the Josie Music Awards, it is the largest independent award show in the country, and it's just become such a big deal for independent artists. And I just found it over an email that I got about certain events happening in Nashville, and I saw Josie Music Awards, and so I did some research on them, and um, I found out they are just a huge supporter of all kinds of independent music, and they this is not just in the U.S. This is people flying in from. I think there were 13 countries that night that were represented, and so yeah, so I submitted my song "Jamie" was up for Song of the Year,
Hmm.
and then traditional country vocalist was something I think they kind of voted on themselves, and so in every category you're up with 10 different artists, and so um just listening to those artists I was like, man, this is going to be tough. I'm totally going to go because it's at the Grand Ole Opry.
Right,
You don't not
right.
you don't not go to the Grand Ole Opry. So this was actually my wife's first time to Nashville, so I was super excited about that because she got to go to her first Grand Ole Opry show and get to go on Broadway and shop. It
Hmm.
was awesome. And so but anyway, back to the Josies. I just remember sitting there that night in third row and just hearing my name called, and I'm just like, "Wait a minute, this is not happening." So I fearfully get out of my seat, go up and give my 20, 30 seconds of speech or whatever they give me, and I get back to my seat holding that thing, and I'm just like, man, if 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 God didn't want me to do music, I don't know what I'd do, at this point because He has brought me so far. And I'm just looking at my wife, and she's just happy tears. It was one of those moments where, like, you're just confirmed that you're doing the right thing,
Hmm.
And it's just like, man, I can't stop now.
Yeah, and and that's something that I like what you just said, because I'm one that, and it seems like God will always give you that confirmation when you need it. And there's some things right now I'm dealing with, and Kyle and I were having a discussion last week, and I said, I just haven't got that confirmation yet. And that is so important in life.
So important. And I just I don't know. There's been time last year was just one of those years that was had those roller coaster moments for us and my family because um I mean it started strong where we were on the road and constant, and then in the summer we had a family member just immediately die of COVID, and we just didn't know where to go from there.
Hmm.
Um, After that, it was just back up to a high where we're in Nashville at the Josies and just them putting out Me in the Bottle, and and all
Hmm.
this stuff, and just um those confirmation doors were opening, like we're talking about. And so um yeah, I'm just super thankful that there's the good Lord and folks above that are just watching over us and making sure we're staying strong and staying constant.
Yes, and you are. And your shows, and you went back home and had some sold out shows at home.
Yeah, so the week after, we did what we call the homecoming show from Nashville, and the weekend after, and just sold out within 24 hours when we announced it. And so the venue called us and it's like, hey, we just sold out today when we just put these on sale yesterday. I was like, she was like, well, what do you want to do? I was like, we're gonna add another night. We're gonna
Yay!
so,
Awesome.
so we did this like Halloween. It was Halloween weekend, so we did a Halloween party for him the night before. The whole band dressed up, and it was all cool. And so the next night we did the sold out show, and then so we talked about it and said, hey, what if we kicked off our year, our full band calendar here again? And so now we have two more back-to-back nights. Saturday night's already sold out, and I think there's like 25 more tickets left for Friday night. So two double sold outs, I'll take it.
Absolutely. And so are you looking at playing a lot of adding more shows than you
Um,
previously have this year, or just
yeah, so there's a lot more acoustic stuff on the books this year, but our band's getting around to playing more as well. And so there's a lot of door and venues that are opening that we've been trying to knock on the door for about 3 years now.
Mhm.
And I think it's to the point where um, we've kind of made a little following or a fan base that um, we can gather crowds in certain areas. And so we're looking at, there's a lot of doors opening in the stockyards right now. I
Mhm.
know we're going to be doing a headline show in August at Rhinestone Saloon, and that's
Oh yes. Oh my gosh, we were sitting at a table there and you're gonna headline.
yeah. So I just
Yes.
found that out a couple weeks ago that they want us to headline there in August, and that's something. And White Elephant Saloon, just playing
Mhm.
there is going to be cool. Um, so hopefully we just go down the line of that whole place, and
I know, right?
it's really awesome. So I'm thankful for it.
That's great. You deserve it. And you've had such good radio success. I want to jump back to Do What You Gotta Do because I do have some questions about that. So that'll be your next single coming out,
No,
radio tour. Is that going to be, I mean, are you, I guess my question is tell me about, not to, divulge too much, but do you have a new album coming out? Have you worked on some other stuff?
yeah. So over the holiday season, we've just been trying to stay busy with writing and
Cool.
getting ready for a new album. Um, the plan this year is probably we're going to try to cut as much of the album as possible. If we get it done by the fall, then we're going to release it in the fall. That's the plan.
Awesome.
And it'll be about a 10 or 12 song album. And so um, till then, we're going to have this single, Do What You Gotta Do, and probably another one in the summer
Hmm.
release as well. And then we'll probably drop that album in the fall.
What a plan.
It's a
You got
plan.
you got it all figured out.
I'm trying.
I think you're doing great. So between your ministry and music, have you had any time to do little vacations or any downtime for Landon Heights? You and the
Yeah,
wife, you
so,
and the missus getting away?
yeah. So we've had a lot of time to kind of be with our family and stuff over the holidays, and we're still just like this weekend. We're going back down to San Antonio and seeing some in-laws and getting to hang with them for a while before our calendar gets super busy. And so
Yes.
um, and it's really my favorite time of the year. Just getting to take some time off and get away and kind of refresh and refocus before you go out. And then um, even when I'm down on the holidays, I'm still working with the band and
Hmm.
just saying, hey, how can we readjust our shows, and what kind of energy can we bring this week this year, and some new exciting stuff, maybe some other fun covers we can do, and just other kind of things. And so we're always working together. But the downtime and families, you can tell when you get in that first practice or first rehearsal with your team, you can tell everyone's refreshed and ready to go, and
Right.
the excitement's back in the room, you know. And so even just talking through text, it's like, can we just hurry up these next few weeks so we can get going? Like my bass player, he's kind of our band leader. He's just like, I'm ready to freaking play.
Oh, yes,
So
yes.
I'm just so excited to see my brothers again and get back on the road with them.
Well, fun stuff. Look for great things. I can't wait to see what this single does. It'll be so much fun following it, and we'll be following up with it on Texas on Tap and the podcast here. So again, the save link is out there. They can find that like on your social media.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, social media is at Landon Heights Music, and then LandonHeightsMusic.com. It's right there on the homepage.
All right. Well, it's been great visiting with you. I will get to see you in March. I'll be right there cheering you on at the show, and then we'll hang out and visit at the awards. So best of luck and enjoy that radio tour, Landon. Thanks so much for taking the time to visit with us about your new single.
Yes, thank you for having me again. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Landon.
Every tongue she knew where I was from as she left, I dare to say, well, you can go to hell. Hell, I'll go to Texas. I've had my fill of every place but home.